Hey all, I have this lovely Samick Valley Arts knockoffs. I bought this very cheap on the Facebook Marketplace, but I updated it with EMGs, and it's a beautiful body. It's cool. It has these cool enhanced shapes that Fenders don't have, and it's overall a very solid Strat. And I was gifted by my lovely wife the by now famous or infamous or whatever Vega-Trem, and not only do I want to install it, but I'm also curious if it's gonna change or how much it's gonna change the sound and feel of the guitar itself. Currently I have a traditional the original bridge on here, which is just a traditional 6-point Fender like trem. So I'm gonna install this now. Supposedly this is extremely easy to do, and I'm gonna record it and then see if I hear or feel a difference afterwards. Obviously it's going to feel a little looser playing because it's going to be a floating vibrato bridge, but other than that I'm curious to see if it changes the sound. So I hope I remember well enough how it is, and maybe I can even document it if this comes through the mic. So we'll see. Okay, so she's on the operation table here. I take the strings off, and then this should be a simple drop-in replacement. One string won't come out, but I think I'm removing the whole block anyway. So traditional Strat 6 screw bridge here. Pop the springs loose. I think the claw can stay. That shouldn't make a difference. Right, so let's see what's in this box. Here it is. Gotta love that logo. Alright, there's a sticker. Or water decal, whatever that is. Just a little congratulations note. I guess an installation manual. We'll see if we actually need that or not. Then here's like screws and strings and such. Oh, there are 3 sets of springs in there: low, medium, and high tension. And extra low tension. Wow, 4 different tensions. This one here is in brushed satin. Here's the whammy, the vibrato arm. There's a little sticker here on the. Okay. Keep lubricated, I guess. And here's the actual block. Oh, it's beautiful. Alright, so is that it? Here's the important piece. That's the ingenious invention. So where the original 6 screws are, you can screw in this piece, which provides the slots for the knife edges of the bridge here. So they slot, sorry, this way. So they slot in here, and the whole design is so small that it should just drop into this cutout here and even leave room for pulling it up, which is with a traditional design not possible because the bridge hits the top of the body here, whereas this is supposed to sink right into the cavity here. So there we go. This is how it should look. All right, let's find out. Okay, there was a bag with the word standard on it. I think that's the screws. There are 2 hex keys in here, I guess for adjustment of the bridge. Yeah, just intonation and then secured with the bigger screws here. So 2 hex keys. And 4 screws that should go in here. All right. Here goes nothing. The beautiful thing about this is you can upgrade any regular Strat-type with this, supposedly, we'll find out. But you don't have to make any change to the guitar's other configuration otherwise. So you can always revert the change. If you don't like this kind of tremolo anymore, this kind of vibrato anymore on the guitar, you can just remove it and install the old bridge, and no changes have been made. Or if you want to sell the guitar and you want to keep this not cheap Vega-Trem, you just take it off and sell the guitar in its original state. I'm just noticing that the screw holes here on this guitar are not straight, they're not parallel to the cavity here. It means the whole bridge will be tilted. So the design absolutely works, but my guitar is crooked. Haha, that's awful. Alright, I have to abort at this moment and either find a way to fill these holes and make them straight, or use this Vega-Trem on another guitar. I'll be back for part 2. Alright everybody, I'm back, and what I did is I filled these holes. I bought wooden dowels from Hobby Lobby. They sell these for $3.50 or so in a bag, and I filled these 4 holes that I need, or 3 holes that I need, with dowels and wood glue. And now I'm gonna use my pilot hole, the original one here, tie down the bar here, And then I'm gonna line it up parallel and drill new pilot holes. And then hopefully I get everything straight. So I'm going to mark a distance piece to make sure that I line this up parallel here. This is my reference point. This hole is fine, and I'll mark the distance to the cutout pocket here. And I'm just going to make sure this is the same distance. So this is perfectly parallel. Okay, this is right. This is good. Okay. Now I hope that my dowel here is solid enough, because I'm going to drill a little pilot hole, which is a little difficult because it's right next to the original hole. So because of the dowel, it's hopefully solid enough so I don't slip into the old spot. Feels alright. Same here. You definitely want to drill a pilot hole. If you screw straight into the body, there's always the risk that you split the wood. The Vega-Trem came with screws that are perfect fit for the bar here. And now wish me luck. And I believe it didn't move. Perfect. Awesome, that works. That makes me happy, because yesterday there was a little bit of a setback. I did not expect this to be crooked, but pretty easy fix. All right. Here we go. And now this should drop in here perfectly. This is what it's gonna look like. All right, now I need to install the springs. These, I looked at the manual for the different sets of springs here, different tensions. They're supposedly matching your string gauges. So I am using 9s for standard tuning, and they recommend the low tension strings for 9s, and these should be set up with only 2 springs. Which means maybe I have room in the middle to just velcro the battery in there or something. I like to have the battery here, it's easier to place than taking the pickguard off. So low tension springs are golden. Remove the arm for now. That's interesting. I've never noticed that before. So here are these threads by the holes where the strings lock in. I think I'm going to use the outer ones just for the simple purpose that I like to keep space on my battery. And then there's a little headless screw here that I guess you're supposed to lock the spring in place with. That's interesting. New to me. Not a day where we don't learn something, right? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's simply a lock for the spring. I'm not sure why I would need that. Probably just just an additional precaution. Keep them from slipping out. Okay. Why not? Now I will actually give the claw here a lot more slack for now, because this is way too far in. Because originally with the original bridge I had it tied down to no action at all. And clearly I want to change that. I wonder if I can just drop it through here from the back. No, I can't do that. Okay. Fiddle this through. Like one. Okay. Now make sure this locks into the slots here. Put the arm on. So I have a better handle. This one's gonna be like. Now without the string tension right now, it's a little iffy. Definitely needs those to be in balance. So let's string it up. So in the future, to replace, to swap the whole set of strings, definitely go one by one, because if you take them all off, this the block unit here, the tremolo unit, gets sort of disconnected from the bar and sinks into the body and gets harder to handle then. So I'm gonna get a pack of strings and then go from there. I'm not sure how much of it is placebo, but recently I'm liking these NYXLs here from the Dario. So the strings in this case, they're fed through these holes here at the back of the sustain block. Works very well. really iffy until you have the strings on. Okay, I think I'm going to start with both E strings, so I have a little bit of a balance on both ends here. I'm going to put B and E on here so I have a little bit more tension on the other side. I love these saddles, they look really cool and they look very well machined. This is very well rounded here, no sharp edges at all. Alright, so there is a little bit of movement by design. This will stop moving once you have the strings all mounted and there's enough tension on there. But it gives you the chance to align this here a little bit and make sure everything lines up correctly. Okay, that looks good. Some tension here on my low E. Beginning to lift a little, that's good because I want to make sure this really sits in the grooves here, in the slots. Right now it's still all too low. And okay, why is that stuck? Something is stuck here. Oh, now it's okay. Okay, good. Here's the battery. All right, put the rest of the strings on. And then go from there. Okay, I got the strings on. The height of the saddles here out of the box is kind of random. So I have some strings that are kind of dead right now. But the balancing with the spring is apparently very accurate. So I used 2 golden ones. I haven't adjusted the claw yet. I'm not fully tuned yet because obviously I need to adjust for this first. But it looks like it's going to be exactly parallel to the top here. If not, if it's a little too high or too low, then I will adjust with the claws here. And I think that I have plenty of space here to just velcro my battery between those springs, which is awesome. It helps me a lot. A little pleasant side effect. So the saddles here, they have just your regular height adjustment screws here. And then to adjust the intonation, you have to loosen this one a little, then use these for the length, and then tie them down with these. So I'm going to do that now and then get back when that's done. So I had to, just FYI, in case you're ever installing this yourself, to adjust the height, you have to loosen these lock screws here first. So these bigger ones, they're definitely there to lock the saddle in place after you made height and length adjustments. So loosen them a little so you have wiggle room, otherwise the saddle won't come up. Okay, intonation's not there yet. So my criteria right now is when I fret at the 12th fret here, I shouldn't have a buzz. Shouldn't have a string buzz because that would mean the string hits a fret somewhere and you don't want that. So this one is fine height-wise. There's a tiny buzz there, I think. I'm going to raise that just a little bit. I'm actually not too particular with this. I'm not used to like super low string action. Okay, if it's a little higher. Now what I notice is, and I actually can't remember if that was originally this way too, that I have more room here on the fretboard for the high E string versus the low E, which really means either the neck is not perfectly straight in its pocket, or this cutout here for the vibrato block is not centered. Now, given that these screws were already crooked, I would think this guitar is not particularly high precision in its production. I feel like maybe this hole is slightly off. It's actually okay, it's not critical. It looks a little if you look too close, but up here I'm okay with that. There's enough room here. And having a little space on the high E string, actually I find that comfortable for vibrato reasons, if you don't drop off the edge here. But it should be slightly more down, but I can't because I would have to route a little bit of that hole out here. I don't have a router, I'm not gonna do a hatch job there. So continue. See, this is definitely too low. Sounds like a banjo, and who likes a banjo, right? Now, of course, you don't want your saddles to be like in various heights. It should be somewhat homogeneous and reflect the arch of the radius of your fretboard. This is a fairly flat one. I'm not 100% sure it's flatter than 9.5. I think it's like a 12-inch radius or so. But I cannot measure this anyway. But clearly you want your strings to be somewhat at the same height and sort of arching over the arch of the fretboard. Almost. Okay, now I'm going to tune it again. And then try to get the intonation done. And actually I can see now, as I'm getting closer to real tuning, the bridge is actually tilted down. It should be parallel. So I'm gonna adjust the spring tension here. Let's move the claw further in. Come on. What's up? Dang it, my screwdriver doesn't fit when the springs are in. I'm gonna get a different screwdriver. Move the claw in, so I can pull up the bridge more parallel, which means now the tuning goes up and I have to lower the strings again. And then little by little, you gotta inch your way towards an equilibrium. And I think I'm ready for a test drive. All right, so I tuned it. I did actually not do the intonation yet, not on purpose, but I honestly forgot. Not too excited. But I got it set up here so far with the right height. And just want to kind of check, yeah, how it feels and what it sounds like. So here's the beautiful Vega-Trem on my old Samick kind of Valley Arts. And we'll see how it goes. So this is extremely buttery, which is wonderful. And on my first impression, the whole guitar feels different. Better. Cool. Does the total dive bomb, like butter, comes back pretty good in tune, but that's obviously has nothing to do with the bridge, but really, if anything, with my tuners and the nut here. Amazing. And it has action upwards too. Mission accomplished. This is amazing. Feels absolutely natural. The ergonomics are great for my taste, at least. The way the bar is angled. It does everything you want out of a vibrato unit. It does the little twirl thingies here that just makes you look at the things. It does the dive bombs. You can pull it up. And I feel the guitar has a little. It's gotten better. It's a little hard to describe, and certainly not. You can hear it on the video, I think, but it feels a little bit more balanced. It feels a little bit less harsh. It's got a silky quality to it that it didn't have before, I think. So I'm amazed. That's fantastic. Thanks to my lovely wife. Great addition. If you need a vibrato unit on a Strat and you don't want to ruin the look and you don't want to chop wood away and have an easy installation, this is it. Vega-Trem is amazing. I know I'm not paid or anything. My wife bought this for my birthday and I am absolutely amazed. Cool. I'm gonna intonate it obviously, and that's boring to watch. So bye bye.